What's up, everybody? Welcome to Coin A Geek. My name is Elliot, and I have some exciting news to talk to you about. News that you're probably already aware of by this point. The PlayStation 5 was announced this last Thursday. I'm super excited to check it out. I'm pretty sure you're excited to check it out, or else you would probably not be here. Or maybe you just like me because I'm so incredibly good looking. Brand new lighting on my face.
Check.
Brand new lighting in the background.
Check.
Brand new system to talk about. Check. Price, release date. Question mark? So as I was saying before, we are here now at a very exciting time. Sony finally announced the PlayStation 5 officially. Surprise! They have not one, but count it, 2 PlayStation 5s. I have no idea why I just went into Count Chocula there, or whatever that guy's name is from Sesame Street.
In fact, I'm pretty sure Count Chocula is somebody completely different.
So we have PlayStation 5 being shown off, which, I don't know, there's mixed reviews about it. I happen to think it looks pretty cool. There's already been some amazing memes out there. Pretty amazing, right? I mean, I wish I had come up with those. Not a huge surprise that they announced 2 different consoles. However, I am slightly surprised that they announced a digital-only version. The last time they tried to do a digital-only console, it was the PSP Go. And if you guys remember that, it was a total failure.
Nothing for you!
But we are in a different age now. A lot of people are buying stuff digitally, so who knows? You know, kudos to Sony. I feel like this is probably one of their most ambitious projects, not just in terms of the fact that obviously it's going to be a new console, but the fact that they're doing some interesting things with the design that we haven't seen Sony really go for before. It's more something I would see like Nintendo. Nintendo tends to come out with crazy consoles or weird color schemes, but this thing is like, looks like we're stepping into the future with it. It also is enormous. It's like that big. This is going to be a terrible thumbnail. Anyway, it looks pretty cool. I'm a little bit worried about what it's going to look like on its side. It's going to be like, you know, Han Solo frozen in carbonite. But let's talk about the games here. So some of the games that came out were cool. Let's just talk about the top 5 games that stuck out to me. I'm going to do this in descending order. So the first one that stuck out to me was actually a new IP called Kendra. Excuse me, that's not the name of it at all. Kena, K-E-N-A. Bridge of the Spirits. That's a new IP that came out. It looks really cool. I think I like the aesthetic of it a lot, and the fact that it's running in real time is impressive because it's got, like, you know, Pixar-like graphics. Looks like it's probably running on something like the Unreal Engine. It's combining, I don't know, some platforming elements. It reminds me a little bit of Pikmin in a way, with all those little creatures following around, and also has some platforming elements and some magic. I don't know. I like new IPs, and this game looks like it definitely is going for a style, which is something else I noticed about this conference, is that not a lot of games were necessarily going to be like the most photorealistic as possible. There's actually a lot of games like Kena that were going for that look. So pretty cool. I'm excited about that. The 4th most anticipated game is Ratchet & Clank. Ratchet & Clank has always been a really good platformer because it combines those elements of platforming and kind of action adventure with the guns and all that. One of the coolest things about that particular trailer was just how you could tell they were implementing the new technology. Because the PlayStation 5 has an incredibly fast SSD hard drive, it's able to load from level to level incredibly quickly. Now, we may think about that in the sense of, well, now instead of having to load to the next section, it'll just go there instantly. But then the way they're implementing this, that you can see where Ratchet is warping basically from level to level in a matter of seconds while he's going through this kind of time warp thing. And I think that adds a really kind of unique element to the storytelling of the game, is because now they're taking a technological piece and something they could never do on the PS4 and incorporating it into a main part of the gameplay. Looks great. The next game, number 3 on my countdown list, is going to be Resident Evil 8, which they cleverly disguised as a game called Village.
You fucking sneaky bastard!
And then used the V and the I's in there to make an 8. Yeah, they've done that before. Anyway, The game itself, I'm excited for because Resident Evil 7 was kind of a surprise for me, and they switched it to first person, and it worked actually really well. So I was curious to see if they were going to do a first person Resident Evil for part 8, and they are, and it looks awesome. I am really interested in the fact that they're starting to incorporate werewolves into this, and the setting of this feels almost like a Castlevania game, but we know it takes place in modern times because Chris Redfield, who is the star of the very first Resident Evil, is also alongside for this adventure, so we know it takes place in present time. Graphics look really good. It's still running on the Resident Evil engine, which has a name for it. I can't remember right now. I'm doing really bad at my fact checking. You guys just look it up later. I'll post it somewhere. But it did have some frame rate issues, and I anticipate that Capcom will smooth that out. Coming in at number 2, now these last couple games were hard for me to decipher between because they both look amazing. But number 2 is the new SpiderMan game, the one starring Miles Morales, who has now become way more of a household name than he was prior because of Into the Spider-Verse, which if you haven't watched that, go on to Netflix and watch it right now, or Disney Plus, wherever you can get it. That was one of my favorite Spider-Man movies probably in the last decade, and it featured Miles Morales, and the fact that he's going to be featured now in his own game. The game is probably going to be cross-platform. I would anticipate that a PlayStation 4 version of this game will come out because they said it's not a true sequel. It's kind of a spin-off, sort of like what they did with Uncharted, where they had Chloe and the other gal do their own little adventure. Again, terrible with the names today. I'll just put like a picture up or something so you can, when I remember the names of these. But Spider-Man looks awesome. The graphics look great. I can definitely see that they're incorporating some of the new ray tracing elements in it, so the reflections look great. If it runs at a smooth 60 frames per second, that'll be awesome. I'm really excited to run around in New York City with Miles Morales on a brand new console. Looks great. And last but not least, it has to be Horizon. That trailer was just ridiculous. I mean, it's hard to distinguish now between what's actually running in engine and what is CGI. I'm anxious to get some footage of the gameplay there, because they didn't show anything actually gameplay related. They didn't show the interface. It was just a very cinematic story trailer, which was the case with a lot of these games. For the WT Heretic moment, we had this game come out that was shown off called Goodbye Volcano High, which looks to be kind of like a Life is Strange type of game where it's more focused on drama, except it features dinosaurs and it's done in kind of a weird artsy cartoony style. I don't know. It's going to be all about, emotions and and maybe it'll be good, but I just thought the trailer was really weird. Other than that though, Sony also did show off a few peripherals. They showed off the new headset a little bit. When I say show off, it means they just showed, oh hey, there's going to be a headset that comes with it. What we really kind of was left hanging with was wondering what the price is going to be on this thing. They didn't announce any price for it, so that's still a big topic of debate. We still have no idea what this thing's going to cost. Microsoft has been sort of mum about their pricing as well, although a lot of pundits are starting to predict that it's probably going to be in the $500 range. If I were to guess right now, I think that the PlayStation 5 is going to launch around $550, maybe as high as $600. They've done that before with PlayStation 3. We still don't know what the size of the hard drives are going to be, if there's going to be multiple options of that. There hasn't been anything related to pre-orders, so we're still kind of waiting for Sony to say, okay, go. And that's where we're at with it. I'm curious to know what you guys thought of the PlayStation 5 conference. If you're excited about any games, leave a comment in the comment section. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, share, support us here on YouTube. We are trying our very best. I hope you like the new setup. Until next time, take care, God bless, and we'll leave a coin on the cabinet for you. So what is that, like a weird kind of like Joe Biden thing where, every pixel needs to be softly molested? That's that's maybe too much.